100,000 people pass through Cook County Jail every year. They're innocent until proven guilty, but still they pose a threat to each other, to the staff, and to the world outside.
The time that you spend at Cook County Jail is not for reasons of punishment, it's for reasons of separating you from society.
When inmates cross the line, Director Tony Godinez cannot afford to hesitate.
We're not going to put up with nonsense. We will have a specially trained unit to address any major concerns of security here.
That unit is ERT, or the Emergency Response Team. Today, they're about to search the school wing of Division 9.
All right, fellas, single file formation. We're gonna go up to 3A.
Sergeant John Manos suspects the high school deck is hot, and the teens are holding knives. The sound of toilets flushing erupts throughout the tier, a sure sign that the inmates are disposing of contraband.
Oh, yeah. You flush an entire pair of pants down one of our toilets.
They find secret notes passed from one inmate to another called kites. These coded messages contain gang orders.
It takes them probably about 6 weeks to come up with it. It takes us about 30 seconds to decode it. It says there's 5 candy bars on the deck, which will refer to knives. So we'll be spending a lot of time with this deck today.
Another kite indicates that a gang war may be brewing. Manos knows where the note came from.
I'm documenting this came out of your cell. You have prior knowledge of these items being up here. If they get used on anybody, it is directly affecting you. If you get some up here, you gotta be better off telling me now.
The inmate's silence heightens his suspicions. These young detainees may be at war.
I also noticed that the mattresses in some of the cells were placed in front of the door, which would mean the deck is kind of hot, and they're worried about somebody popping in on them while they're sleeping.
Possibly flushed down the toilets, the shanks never surface. But Sergeant Manos doesn't need any more proof to take action.
All right, listen up! I don't know what's going on up here. I'm finding kites basically stating that you guys are at it with each other. If it were true, would you tell me? Some guys say yes, some guys say no.
He places the tier on lockdown. The young inmates will remain in their cells without yard time indefinitely.
I'm saying it doesn't make sense, though.
Well, a lot of things that happen here don't make sense. So that's it.
In the halls of Division 9, Tyson Reed refuses to back down. Reed doesn't play well with others and acts out to keep from getting a cellmate. Since Reed spit on an officer, he's been accused of nearly half a dozen other crimes. And the Criminal Intelligence Unit has been tracking his every move.
He's been in a couple fights with other inmates. He was in a fight with an officer yesterday.
Using tissue paper and a heated light bulb, Tyson has lit his cell on fire. The teenager can barely breathe as officers pull him out. Smoke fills the rest of the tier. Inmates cry out.
What's the problem today, Reed? Huh?
Officers remove Tyson from the deck and take him to the hospital.
What are you starting the fire for?
The next morning, he returns to his charged cell and explains his actions.
I said a fight. I was pissed off. I got real weed.
He plans to keep it up.
Said it tomorrow. Want to see it?
Next, inmates walk the line between jail and freedom.
They're trying to get me my fucking papers. Please, Dad. Please, I'm begging you.
Hey,
And officers find a breach of security.
my officers responded on radio